What's the good word, y'all? DKB here. We are talking about James Robinson. We should know by now that the New York Jets have listed him as questionable as of Saturday. Definitely a downgrade for him, considering we haven't heard any issues or seen him on the injury report since we traded for him. Now, this does bring up some concerns. We do have a history of leg trauma and injuries and issues of the sort across multiple players for us. The most recent one that also can end up having a long-term impact, depending on what happens after the bye week, is Corey Davis. For reference, we know that he has some kind of knee issue. Robert Saleh has been very, hush hush in terms of elaborating on what that is. A lot of people are speculating that it's some kind of MCL sprain, not quite a tear, but something that may have, necessarily taken a few weeks like we're expecting. All eyes are on him heading into the bye week, but then now we have this James Robinson issue that has now popped up. He hasn't pulled up on any injury reports, at least since the New York Jets have traded for him. And then we get the surprise news Saturday. And so, it just kind of leaves me thinking, where are we at with that? For reference, James Robinson, he tore his ACL back somewhere around December 26th of 2021. It was like week 16 for him. He's one of the players that have come back the quickest from an ACL tear. Normally, the recovery time for these professional athletes are going to be somewhere between 9 months to about a year. Of course, everybody's a little bit different. It can definitely be a year plus or a little bit shorter, but we are seeing some people that are having a little bit more of kind of the Adrian Peterson recovery timetables. But all in all, he didn't do anything during the preseason necessarily other than try to work on his recovery and bring himself back, but he did play in week 1. So we're talking about essentially just about 6 months worth of recovery time. The only player that I'm aware of, after kind of digging up some info, that has done this quicker is Cam Akers. He did it in about 5.5 months. But as you can see, he's not doing so well with the Rams, whereas at least in James Robinson's case, he came back and he had a definite impact in Jacksonville prior to the last couple weeks of his tenure there being sat out. But if you want to leave it to the speculation side, the media, some of the fans and things like that, they are going to lean maybe something closer to Corey Davis's issue, where maybe it's not an MCL sprain, but maybe he did rush himself back too quickly and he hasn't exactly fully recovered. Maybe he's dealing with some swelling and some soreness. But if you want to go the positivity route and hear it directly from James Robinson, he did mention that, he advised pretty much that he's came back from his injury pretty quickly as well. And that some soreness at this point is going to be normal, but it's not abnormal or severe with anything that he's feeling. So if he plays, great. Hopefully there's nothing, prolonged that happens there. If he doesn't, is there concern? No. If nothing else, then I fully expect that Michael Carter will go back to kind of filling his Batman role for at least this week. And then, of course, James Robinson will have 2 additional weeks to catch up on the playbook. And then they can, kind of do the Batman and Robin combo tandem in the backfield. But this does leave some other interesting situations to unfold. Ty Johnson, I'm speculating maybe won't receive as many plays as kind of essentially nothing should really change for him. Maybe he'll come in on some plays that we want to run outside of the tackles, because he is the player with the best speed within our running back room. I think Zonovan Knight may have him beat a little bit. I'd have to go back and check the 40 times. But regardless, I know generally that's what we would try to use him for. And then Zonovan Knight is the unquestioned question mark of this running back group. So he didn't get any snaps last week, even though he was activated. This week, though, if James Robinson doesn't play, I would fully expect that he is part of the game plan in some of the last-minute adaptations to the offense that they would need to make, seeing as how they've been game planning for James Robinson to be in the loop, and then he has not, and potentially not be able to perform. So In either situation, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Should there be a concern around James Robinson's knee? Are the Jets just playing it safe, considering worst case scenario, we still play after the bye week with a record over 500, even if we do lose to the Bills. But if we somehow pull this out, even with some of those missing weapons between Corey Davis, James Robinson, it just puts us in that much better of a situation. So I will catch you guys again. Peace.